you. Let me introduce you to Natalie. So they can read the title. Yes, I'm not going to read the title, but maybe before we start our conversation about how you introduce or increase visibility of your brand to robots, would you mind introducing your brand to the humans?
Hi. So yeah, I work for Voyages Tourism Australia. So Voyages promotes cultural tourism, and one of our signature brands that we market is Uluru, and specifically where we own and manage Ayers Rock Resort. If you guys don't know Ayers Rock Resort, I haven't been out there. It's essentially like running a small town in the middle of the outback. We have 5 hotels, a campground, lodge, galleries, retail outlets, restaurants, 60 tours and experiences. We even run the airport out there and the supermarket and the service station. So it's, a massive brand. So at Voyages, we promote the destination and we try to generate as much demand as possible. And my team is responsible for driving as much traffic to the Ayers Rock Resort website, and obviously trying to get those people to convert and book tours and accommodation. So we mainly focus on the Australian domestic market because that's where most of our bookings come from. And being a small company and we have small budgets. Most of our media budget goes into the domestic market. So, there are people that do book from overseas, so there's an opportunity there, but we just haven't really done much to sort of market those people just because of, resources, time, budget.
So that was your business challenge initially when you started to work. For full disclosure, by the way, Voyages is also a client of Spark, so just so you know. Yeah. So that was effectively, you went on a journey of solving this business challenge of yours, which was how do we create more visibility for the brand outside the domestic market? Was it the business challenge you were trying to solve?
It wasn't really a challenge we were trying to solve until Spark actually gave us some insight that around 40% of our organic impressions and 25% of our organic clicks were actually coming from overseas markets. So, and specifically English-speaking markets, so your the US, UK, Canada, New Zealand. So that was actually a much bigger opportunity than we had realised.
And did you have internally some organizations challenges that so you took that inside, how did you bring it inside your organization, and how did you navigate that from a organizational point of view?
Well, I think given, we're a small team, and when most of our revenue is coming in from the domestic market, media spend, everything's actually working really well. It was kind of like, well, great opportunity, but can we actually do anything with it? It might mean that we have to do more development on the website, and with development that means, we've got to compete against other priorities within the business and what we, need to do with development, costs, how much, time and effort is it going to take away from our team. We've only got a, small team of 3. So, and Ayers Rock Resort's not the only brand we actually work on. So it was more, what can we do with this, or can we do anything with it?
And because the topic is AI, where did AI in that case really apply for the process to support your small team? And where was the place of AI in that?
So our good friends at Spark.
Second plug.
They actually used AI tools such as Bright Edge AI, Gemini, Copilot, of course, and they actually researched what these audiences were interested in, what were bringing them, what we're bringing them to search for Uluru and ultimately Ezra Resort. And with that research, they actually helped our team create dedicated landing pages for each of those countries. So we created one for the US, for example, where we included really relevant targeted information for them. So information on visas, information on, you know, the weather, what to expect, flight information, itineraries, and we even looked at what that market was generally booking on the website, so what sort of tours and things like that they were booking, so we could incorporate them in the itinerary. So yeah, we were being very targeted and specific, but also what was really cool was that we got the code. So Spark gave us the code to actually implement widgets inside the website. So we didn't actually require any of our developers.
Yeah, that's great.
And we just, went ahead and did that, and it took weeks. That was all it took really to just create these pages.
Okay, so if you had tried that in the past, like even a year ago, it would have been a different experience, according to you?
Oh, 100%. Firstly, we didn't have Spark. We had a different agency, so I don't know. I mean, they never even really targeted this. I think also we would have thought, we're a small team. It would have required development. We didn't have the media budget to go out and target these audiences. So even a year ago, it probably wouldn't have happened. And maybe these tools might not have even been as sophisticated as they are now to actually help us create this content.
Yeah, okay. And did it work in terms of internal success and business success?
Yeah, so we got lots of traffic from these pages. We got backlinks from these pages, so that's from international publications, which adds credibility and authority to the pages and helps with SEO performance. And I think most excitingly is we started appearing in ChatGPT, in AI overviews. So I mean that's a long-term benefit that we want to see. And also those pages brought in bookings, so we actually got conversions, which is really exciting.
And was the revenue the most valuable part, or would you say the visibility alongside the revenue was like, well, because revenue is definitely one big thing, but
Yeah.
Is there a long game here in appearing in those markets more frequently?
Revenue is definitely, massive. I mean, it shows that the model's working, but I think what this has really more beneficially provided for us is just, appearing in those LLMs, and, that's more of a long-term benefit that we're getting. I think also it's shown that this is a repeatable model, so we can actually do this really quickly. We can look at what other markets, what other segments that we can target. So it's actually, been an incredible, like something so small and simple, it's actually been a really, beneficial model that we can take to other parts of the business as well.
So for people who are not necessarily in the tourism industry, what would be your advice or lesson that you learned along the way that you would like to share with the room to take full advantage of this opportunity?
I think it's really opening your mind up to what AI can do. And, AI didn't create the strategy, it helped us. Well, it found an insight that we could then harness and implement as a small team. And the other really key takeaway, I think, is AI hasn't replaced anyone in our team. It's actually amplified our team. From 3 people, it's like we've got a team of 10. So it really, the production and the output that we can get by using AI is completely, invaluable.
Yeah, okay. And I might repeat myself a little bit, but what would, you can imagine 6 months or a year before, irrespective of the agency you were with, what was the biggest shift there in terms of how AI supported? Because we've been dealing with AI for like the best part of 3 to 4 years. What do you see as the accelerator in the last year from your point of view?
I think it's really just sort of staying up to date, you know, coming to these sorts of conferences and things like that, and really sort of, because things are changing so quickly. So it's just being aware of what's happening, what you can do to harness, and, you know, what you can implement in the business. I think, you know, working with agencies who have these tools and insights, you know, we don't have Bright Edge or anything like that, so, you know, we're working with agencies who have this intel and can share it with us. And I think, yeah, like 6 months ago, we would have just thought, okay, well, we don't have the budget, we don't have the time and resources to actually do anything about this opportunity. So it's really opened our minds up and changed the way we think about things.
Right. Natalie, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Give it up for Natalie.
Thank you.